Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to your next humanities lesson. Today we're going to do some research on different countries. But before we do that, I wanted to have a little bit more practice using an atlas. On the board, I've written the names of 5 capital cities: Berlin, Helsinki, Paris, Rome, Vienna. And I would like you to use your atlas to work out which countries these cities are in. So all you have to do is go to the index, find the name of this city, and right next to it, it will say the country that it is in. So use the index to find the names of these places, and next to it, it should say the country that they are in. For example, if I look at my atlas here, I'm in the back of my atlas and I've found Belgrade, and right next to it, it says Serbia. Now I know where that city is. And you're going to do the same thing, but with these 5 cities. Now that is quite tricky to try and find these names in an atlas. If you're in school, you can maybe do that with somebody else. Just do your best. Remember, you can come onto Google Meet as well, and we can try and find these together. I could maybe tell you which section to look into or which column. Have a go, and I'll pause the video, have a go, and I'll add the answers to the board. It's good practice using the atlas. Very well done, Year 3, if you managed to do that. I'll just run through the answer. I know you can't see, but you'll get an idea on the page of where the answer is. Berlin is obviously in B, and it's right at the bottom of the page, and it says Germany next to it. Helsinki, we need to find H, and again, it's actually right at the top of the page almost, and then next to it, it says Finland. Remember, it's in alphabetical order, and these are in alphabetical order to make it a little bit easier. Then P was in this second column along. Paris, and lots of you probably knew this one already, but Paris is in France. Rome, we are in the third column, again, right at the very top, and it's in Italy. And finally, Vienna is in V, and it is in Austria. Well done if you found any of those places using the atlas. Today, we're going to do some research. We're going to research a European country. If we go to page 38 in our atlas, it's a map of Europe, all the countries that are in the continent of Europe. And you can choose any of these countries to research. If you can get onto the computer to do some research, you can probably choose any of them and to find information on the computer. If you can't, you can still use the atlas. You could always research the country we're in, England, and there's lots of information in the atlas between pages 14 and 17, as I've said on the board. There are maps of all of the British Isles, and then the south of England, and on the next page, the north of England. But on these maps, it will say lots of different places. It will show rivers. It will show airports. And as well as that, on page 17, there's even a small fact box. So I'm going to get you to do some research now. Can you find the highest mountain in England? On page 17, in the fact box, can you find the highest mountain in England? If you need to pause the video for a minute, pause the video, and using page 17, can you find the highest mountain in England? Well done if you managed to do that, Year 3. It was in the fact box, and it says highest mountain, Scafell Pike. And that's an interesting fact for you. The worksheet that I've provided has a few things to find and then a space to write down any other facts that you can find out. The name of the country, so we could put England. The capital city, the major city, I think we would remember that one. What the flag looks like, it's red and white to give you a little bit of a clue. If you chose to do England, the currency, so the money that we use here, the language spoken, the main language, traditional foods, and then any interesting facts. So lots of that you may be able to complete without even using the atlas. But you can use the atlas to find lots of extra information as well, and maybe even the fact box to write down some other interesting facts. If you are able to use the computer, you may want to choose a different country to research. And if you did choose a different European country, you may not know all of these things straight away. You might have to do some research to find out. Some of them you could use the atlas for, like finding the capital city, or maybe finding some other facts about that country, like the population maybe. There are some different things in the atlas if you can search for them, but it may be best to use the computer to search for some answers. And we have done this in class when we were researching Queen Victoria. You have to ask Google very clear questions. If you can ask a really clear question, Google will probably give you an answer straight away at the top. And I've given you some examples. What is the capital of Spain, or what is the capital city of Spain? If you typed that in nice and clearly and searched it, it would probably tell you straight away at the top of the page once you'd pressed enter. What food is eaten in Italy? What is the flag of Denmark? If you can write a very clear question, it'll give you the answer straight away on Google. So you have a choice today. You could choose a country you already know lots about. You could choose England, where there's lots of information already in the atlas. Or you could choose a completely different European country, a country in Europe, and do your own research. Today is a great time again to keep using Google Meet, because if you have any questions or you need me to search some answers for you, I could do the searching for you. Or you could come onto Google Meet and you could say, I want to find out this information, and you could tell me the question to type, and I might be able to type it a little bit more quickly and we could find the answer together. So please keep using Google Meet, especially today for this research lesson. You may want to do a country, but you might not be able to get onto the computer, so maybe we can do some research together as well. So please keep using Google Meet. So try and complete this activity today and add a few facts as well, and you can always decorate it if you would like to. Thank you for listening today, Year 3. Remember to photograph your work and send it to me or Mrs. Allen once you have completed it.